Hello friends, welcome to our course Threat Hunting in Cyber World. So in this part we'll be looking at MITRE ATT&CK framework. So what exactly is a MITRE ATT&CK framework? It is basically a global accessible knowledge base of adversary techniques based on real world observations. So you can consider MITRE ATT&CK as a framework which consists of all the tactics and techniques and the entire procedure of all those techniques which is followed by an adversary while performing its attacker life cycle. So that's a very good initiative. That's a very good project which has been created by a team of security researchers where they have incorporated a list or a group of all those adversary tactics and techniques which has been carried out by an attacker or a threat actor while performing its attacker life cycle. So what does it consist of? It consists of tactics and procedures. So Mitras also came up with a project known as CAR, wherein it performs some kind of analytics based on its research team or based on the Mitra Track framework, and they have come up with this project of Cyber Analytics Repository. So the MITRE team has listed out all those adversary behaviors and attack vectors carried out by an adversary on a victim machine, and it uses these TTPs and maps it to the cyber kill chain. So basically, MITRE ATT&CK framework is a go-to framework for any kind of threat hunter. If you want to perform a threat hunting, you need to find out stuff. In order to find out stuff, you need to understand what exactly you need to find out. Hence, you need to understand the threat or an attack. And in order to understand a threat or an attack, you need to understand the behavior of a threat or an attack. And in that way, the MITRE ATT&CK framework will help you to identify or will help you to understand the behavior of any kind of an attacker or an attack vector, and based on those understanding or those behavior of a malware, you can actually hunt down for any kind of such similar behavior into your environment. So that's a very important framework which you need to use for your threat hunting program. So the MITRE framework is a collection of tactics, techniques, and procedures. Let's quickly look onto the MITRE ATT&CK framework. So this is the MITRE ATT&CK framework which we are using. So it lists down all the tactics, which is reconnaissance, resource development, initial access, execution, persistent, privilege escalation, defense evasion, credential access, and many more over here. These are the various techniques you can see. Active scanning, which consists of two sub-techniques: gather victim information, compromise accounts, supply chain management. Under the privilege escalation, you have access token manipulation, boot or log on startup execution, and many more. So this is an entire list of all those techniques which are used or which can be used by an adversary to perform any kind of malicious or abnormal activity into an environment. So it has been listed down by MITRE team, and we thank you for this entire uh, contribution which you have made, because it has made a work of threat hunter very easy. So you just need to learn or understand all those tactics and techniques which are present over here, understand the behavior of a technique or an activity which an attacker will perform in your environment, and then search it out or detect those kind of techniques into your SIEM or any kind of log management solution which you have. So that's a very good. We can just quickly look onto any one of this activity. You can say, uh, let's look into a very simple one. We can see, just look at the basic one, which is malware. So basically, this helps you to identify. It gives you a description of what exactly is this technique. So it gives you a description of this technique. Basically, malware basically means it's giving you an example of a C2 server, something like that. It gives you examples, like in the cyber world scenario, if something of a similar procedure has happened, the mitigations of such kind of technique, detection, and the various kind of references or the people who has worked upon this technique. So likewise, there are numerous other techniques which are there over here. like if you can say a masquerading. So for the masquerading, adversaries may attempt to manipulate features of the artifact to make them appear legitimate or a benign user or a tool. Basically, if you can say a process masquerading thing. So if a process is actually being running from a path which is not actually a valid path for a process, but it is me running from some temporary folder or something like that, but the process name is valid. So that's a kind of masquerading thing which you can think of. So it is like tricking users into misidentifying the file type or legitimate task or service names. So various malware families or the EPT families have used this kind of masquerading things such as EPT32 or Dragonfly, RTM, Trickbot, and various others. So the mitigation techniques. So you require signed binaries, because if the binary is signed, it may not be appearing from some other path. It's actually will be running from that exact path which has been defined by Microsoft. You can use various tools to restrict. You can also use file system access control to prevent folders such as C Windows System 32, wherein you can restrict users to anything other than nothing can be accessed from this kind of folder. Detection, yes. So you can perform file monitoring, you can perform hashes or the file name that do not match their expectation hashes, and you can use all those techniques over here which you can is mentioned over here in the attack MITRE framework. Now this detection techniques, you can apply your knowledge, you can read this stuff, and then you can create any kind of search queries or any kind of automation analytics out of this into your project or into your environment where you're using your threat hunting, and then you can search out for any kind of threats, similar threats into your environment. So that's how the MITRE attack framework is used. So it consists of more than 300 techniques over here. You need to look into each and every one, or you can say the more prominent ones. Just identify which all techniques will be more prominent to your environment, which will be more applicable to your environment, and just look out, just try to implement any kind of, you can say, a search query or any kind of analytics out of those techniques, and then automate the task. So that's how a threat hunting process is, right? Okay, so it is a very important framework. Let me tell you again, for performing an effective threat hunting, a manual way is important, and that person who will be performing a manual way, we need to have a important knowledge of all those techniques which is mentioned over here. uh, it's a great framework, we need to use it. And now our next part is Sigma rules for threat hunting. So a person named Florian Roth and Thomas Patsky have developed Sigma rules, so which is basically a generic signature format for SIEM systems. So Sigma is nothing but a signature format that allows you to describe any kind of log events in a state format. So what is Sigma? It is Sigma is for log files, what's not is for the network traffic, or Yara is for the malware files or identification of files, right? So Sigma rules contains mapping of all the attack MITRE techniques. And using Sigma rule for threat hunting, we need to refer to some projects. So before that, let's quickly look into the Sigma rules. The Sigma rules has been mapped to all the MITRE attack techniques as well. So if you are getting difficulty to use the entire MITRE attack framework, which is consisting of 300 to 400 techniques, you can refer to Sigma rules, which is a generic or a open signature format for any kind of SIM systems. And then already those Sigma rules has been mapped to attack techniques. So not to worry if you have missed anything in the MITRE attack framework. Why was the need to generate this format? Because in the cybersecurity world, if your security operations center person will be familiar to this, that there are different SIM systems or SIM vendors, and they each of the SIM vendors have different kind of search queries or different languages which you need to hunt out for. Like McAfee Nitro has a different format or a different search query format. QRadar has a different one. ArcSight has a different one. So there are different signature formats for each and every SIM. Now, what Florian Roth and Thomas Pesquet thought, that there should be a generic one for describing the relevant log events into any kind of a cyber world. So that's where Sigma rules come into picture. And then the Sigma rules were written and mapped into the attack techniques so that one can automatically use these Sigma rules and convert it into any kind of the rules which you have, any kind of an SIM vendor which you have, and then use those search queries into your environment. So it's a generalized signature format for any kind of log events into environment. So that's the Sigma project for you. As I said, it's a generic rule. This repository contains any kind of Sigma rules, and we also have the Sigma converter to convert it based on your SIEM, Elasticsearch or Splunk or any other queries. So that's the use cases, like describe your detection method in Sigma to make it shareable, write your SIM search query in Sigma to avoid any vendor lock on and any other those. So that's the Sigma rule for you. If you can just look into the rules, we have various rules which has been written by Florian Roth based on the various operating systems or different data sources. In Windows, we have PowerShell techniques. So in the PowerShell techniques, various rules has been written over here like PowerShell host, data compressed, invoke obfuscation method, any kind of PS attack, remote PowerShell sessions, and many more. So that's the Sigma rule for you, where you have defined title. That's the way of Sigma rule which has been defined by Florian Roth. The tags, where in the tag section you have seen this is the tag for the attack metric. So this is the ID of attack metric, where I have said it is been linked to or mapped to the MITRE ATT&CK framework, right? And here is the detection logic for this with along with the conditions. So that is a floor of Sigma rule for you, which has been defined by Florian Roth and Thomas Patzke. And last but not the least, in order to use Sigma rules for your threat hunting, you can directly refer to the project which is known as Sigma 2 project. So this project, which has been created by me, is just a simplified way of providing you a ready-made search queries for various vendors of SIM which you have. Under Sigma rules, you also have a Sigma converter where you can convert those Sigma rules into a proper SIM format like Elasticsearch or QRadar or ArcSight or various other formats. So what I have done is, in my project, I have directly listed down all those converters or all those direct search queries based on the different respective SIM vendors which has been used by the enterprise right now, like Sigma to Splunk, Sigma to QRadar, Sigma to ArcSight, Sigma to Elasticsearch. So let's quickly look onto this Excel sheet. So this Excel sheet consists of a list of all the Sigma rules along with your entire conversions of these Sigma rules into a respective search queries. So that's it. So these are various Sigma rules which has been written, like Active Directory Black Door, additional Apache segmentation format, buffer overflow attempts, command line executions, and these are the search queries which you can directly use from here and then copy paste it in your SIM search bar, wherein you can just look out for any kind of such techniques into your environment using these search queries. That's for Splunk, this is for QRadar, that's for ArcSight, and that's for Elasticsearch. So that's the most valuable vendors which has been used in the SIM market right now. And I have just made the work easier for a SOC or a threat hunter over here. So that's all for this part. So here in this part, we have discussed about the MITRE ATT&CK framework, which is the most important framework for any kind of threat hunter. How a MITRE ATT&CK framework can be used in your threat hunting program. The Sigma rules, which has been defined by Mr. Florian Roth and Thomas Patzke, and the Sigma 2 project, wherein you can directly use the search queries over there based on the vendors which you have and hunt out for threats out there. So thank you very much. We'll be looking at some other techniques in the next part. Hope to see you in the next part. Thank you very much. Bye bye.